All right, this is no comment. My name is Akil Nova.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself real quick.
Okay, my name is Kennedy Hart, King Kennedy Hart. You know, just out here trying to change the world. Shout out to Akil for being out here.
Yo.
It's lit. I'm excited. Yeah.
I want to thank you first on the show. I've known you since Rappers Newark.
Yeah, bro. That's like I was talking to some people from Newark, yo. Like that was so long ago.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But
I mean, you left
real.
Newark and went to New Brunswick.
Yeah, I left our sophomore year.
Yeah.
Spring sophomore year.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went out there recently and the whole vibe is different. I'm like, what the heck?
And then you come back to Newark and you're just like, I can't with you, like monsters. I can't come back here.
Like, people always like, I feel like people have this thing where they think like Newark is like worse or like New Brunswick. Nah, Newark was fun. Like literally, like New Brunswick was cool.
I think it's more personable. Like there's
It's
less
more-
people, you know them, you're walking past them all the time.
Like, New Brunswick, there's a lot of people, but like you said, like it's hard to really form like long-lasting connections out in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Because everyone is just like moving. You gotta catch a bus. You gotta run into class. Like no, you can take your time because everything's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was living on Newark campus.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this is after you left. I lived on Newark campus for like half a year.
Yeah.
Not even a full semester. And I lived right across from Conklin, if you remember Conklin.
Yeah.
Like I literally, if I had class at 9:30, I woke up at 9:15,
Wow.
brushed my teeth,
Beautiful.
went there in sweatpants, signed in, and then left and went right back to sleep.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's what college was meant for. Is to wake up late and then just go in, sign in, make sure that you're there, and then dip.
And then
Basically.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we've known each other for a while.
For
So
a
this
while.
right here, this whole podcast episode was supposed to happen literally 4 years ago.
It was.
It was just me taking a long time to finally take this a lot more seriously and make it a little bit more consistent. But the main reason I have you here is because not only because you're talented, you know how to sing, but you are fucking consistent. Like you're putting out a video
That means a lot, yeah.
like once or not, if not twice a month.
Yeah.
And they're all parody videos too, and you obviously write your own music.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty, it's creative and it's just talent, bro. That's fucking amazing.
Thank
I think
you,
that's
thank
awesome.
you.
The fact that you're putting out all these videos, they're funny too.
Yeah,
Like some of these
man.
parody videos that you're putting out. I liked when I put it up on my story to like kind of promo this whole episode was the Nice for What remix.
Oh yeah.
Where you're just kind of like, you know, showing love for all the women. Yeah, for all the college girls. That's fucking awesome.
Bro, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that one was really fun to make, like, cause I remember I did it around like I released it around graduation time, like this past graduation. I graduated, so all the girls I was graduating with, like, they were all showing mad love to it. They're like, oh my god, this is me. Like, thank you so much for you know, like showing love, whatever. I was like, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, like that's really what I do it for. It's like for people, like always like relatable parody videos. It's like when people will be like, yo, like that really spoke to me. Like I really appreciate that because that's exactly what I'm going through. Like, that's my goal. So
It's
if I get
relatable.
someone to say that, I'm like, I did a good job. Like even if it didn't like blow up, just for the fact that some people and like the people who reach out to me too, it's the craziest thing. Like because I'm like, I could make an impact in their life. You feel me? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, man. So that was one of my favorite ones too, for sure. Yeah.
That's so. Do you have a favorite? Like, if you had to really pick one out of all the different parodies that you have, I mean, can I call them? Are they really parodies or are they just remixes? Right? If anything.
So, some are more parody than remixes.
Because some of them are meant to be funny.
Yeah. Some of them I'll consider it a parody if I take the exact flow of the song.
Yeah.
Like Meal Plan, like the one.
Yeah.
That one was just like a parody.
Yeah.
Like, I did it exactly how I even tried to do
That
my
Meal
voice.
Plan one was fucking
That
awesome.
That probably is like, I think the people's favorite.
Yeah.
That one with the craze, it's got like 500K views. Like,
damn.
For like, I didn't even think it was that dope. Like, but people just loved it. So I think that's the people's favorite. But my personal favorite, like video of mine. Okay, let me think. So Nice
There's so many.
There. Yeah, Nice One is up there.
I like the 2019 Be Like. I like that. That was a love one. That I thought that was your most viewed one because when I went on that, it was like 27,000. I was like, shit.
That was the most viewed on my page, but the Meal Plan one got shared so many different times.
Yeah, all over Twitter, Instagram in general.
Exactly. So when that got shared on like some big accounts, like Fifth Year, they have like over like millions of followers.
That's awesome.
500K views.
Shit.
But the thing is, they never started me out. So they reposted the video.
But then people couldn't
they didn't
find
give me
you.
Credit, exactly.
That's so stupid.
So I was on there like commenting like, "Hey guys, this is my video." I would be replying to people's comments like, "Yo,
Yeah.
that's my page. Check me out."
Check me out. Yeah.
Like, if it started me out, that would have been crazy.
That's why you gotta, like, from now on, just throw in like a little watermark at the bottom. Because you put the titles, which is what like draws people to start watching.
Exactly.
But then just throw in like a little like King Kennedy Hart at the bottom right, so, and then people know.
Now I know for sure.
Now you know, now you're just like I'm not gonna fuck around.
Exactly. That next video that hit is definitely gonna have a watermark, and then hopefully because when the Meal Plan video hit and then views, that's when like I started. Like personally, I feel like I started being more consistent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, people actually like it can actually happen. Like momentum and all that stuff. Because it's kind of like when you do it, like obviously you want things to hit, but it's kind of like you don't really like expect it necessarily.
Yeah.
So when it does hit, you're like, wow, this actually works. Like consistency actually works. So that inspired me because once that hit, then all my other videos started doing numbers.
Exactly.
More. Yeah.
It's like a snowball effect. But the thing that sucks is like you put out that video, it gets 500,000 views, and you're sitting there like, okay, how many followers and how much traction can I get off of it? But it's like you get like 1%. Exactly. You'll get like 100 followers at most, and you're just like, but it got shared 500,000 times. You would think you would get at least 100K followers, right? They'll go onto the page and be like, okay, I fuck with this guy. I want to check him out. For the viewers, definitely let them know, share your background for the people that obviously don't know you, that are going to be watching this video. Like, where did you grow up? And how does all of this kind of affect your career and where you are right now?
Okay, cool. So, I was originally born in Brooklyn, New York. So I was originally born in Brooklyn, New York, right? Then I moved to New Jersey when I was in like elementary school. And so then I grew up in New Jersey, right? But I always rap New York and New Jersey.
Yeah.
But I still got family out here. So anyway, I started doing music like probably in like the 6th grade. I remember I stayed home from school one time and I was just like bored. So I was like, let me just see if I could rap real quick. And I remember this other kid from my town was rapping. I was like, if he could do it, I could do it. I started doing it. I was like, wait a minute, like this is pretty like easy for me. Like, so I started like doing it more and more. Started rapping for kids at lunch, like during like middle school, like lunch table ciphers.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is mad fun. So I just kept on doing it. And then I started performing in like middle school, and then high school I met my friend, became my DJ, then we started taking it so seriously. Me and him were so consistent, but what we didn't do back then, which is what I wish we did, like if I could give myself advice back then, I would have told myself to start putting out videos back then. Oh yeah. We just put out music, you know what I mean? It's like SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But then now that I'm older, like I realize like a lot of people don't just like listening to like, they want to watch music. Something. They want to watch something. Unless you're like, Drake or whatever, they'll listen to the song.
Yeah.
If you're like an upcoming artist, like people don't really care about your original song. So when I grew up, I started like thinking, okay, cool, let me start remixing songs now. But I still wasn't really making videos. But then like in college, that's when I was like, okay, I found people who could film videos. And then one thing led to another. We started like putting out videos here and there. It wasn't really consistent, but I remember I filmed a video on my phone one time. It was actually me rapping over Jingle Bells, right?
Okay.
This was the first video that ever kind of hit for me. It got like 26,000 views.
Damn.
Just off my phone. So
but you were averaging how much off the other? Like a ballpark.
It was probably like 500. Like that was a good video.
Yeah.
Views. But then when I saw like 26,000, I was like, what the heck? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, cool. Let me start. That's when I started thinking about like doing things more creatively, like rapping over Jingle Bells. Like who does that?
Yeah.
I'm like, let me rap over something different and like crazier. And so I rapped over I started like doing crazy things, like rapping over like, Taylor Swift songs. What else? I did a Little Mermaid parody.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah,
that one was a great one too. So I'm like, how can I be more eye-catching so people can like be like, oh, what is that? Obviously looking at like a black guy, look. I guess I could look kind of hood depending on like who you are or whatever. But if you see someone like doing a Little Mermaid thing, that's so eye-catching because no one would ever think that would happen. So doing all that stuff and like trying to be more creative and be more eye-catching is kind of like what I learned is like my forte, and people see that, so then they start listening to my original music. So it kind of like it works out hand in hand. So yeah,
I think that's amazing. Now, I mean, so you kind of already answered what got you into music and stuff like that. So like, do you have any like inspirations? Would you give credit to a specific musician or just individual in your life that's inspired you to get into music?
That's always a great question. Whenever people ask me that, I'm always like, man, like, I know we talked about Lil Wayne before.
Yeah.
Like Chance, but like, I feel like me personally, like, I feel like inspired by like more local artists. You feel me? Like people like from like New Brunswick or like just like the area.
Because you
like,
see, there's
north.
opportunity. Like if they can do it, then there's hope that I could do it too.
Like there's this kid from my town. His name is AK. Like bro, this kid like blew up. He like the first kid I knew personally who went viral. He got like 10 million views off a video. And he's from my town, and he's like he's mad young. He's probably like I think like 18 now. Like I'm like what the heck? So like I see he can do it. I'm like wow, like I can do it too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So people like him. Who else? There's this girl. Her name is Eileen Tiffany. She's dope. She's super
New Brunswick
dope.
as well, or no?
She's from my town. Like she's from South Brunswick.
Oh, is that where you're from?
That's where I'm from. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro,
shit.
mad close. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I listen to all these people just like you do, but
Yeah.
I have a terrible singing voice. You know what I mean? Nothing's really pushed me out where I was like, okay, let me start making music, right?
Yeah.
That's why I asked that question. Is like, was it like, do you have family members that sing, and then you looked at them and you were like, okay, like, you know, maybe it runs in the family or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's more so just like you saw a bunch of local rappers or singers, they were putting out content, and you were like, one, I fuck with that. And two, if they could do it, I could try to do it too. And you have a singing voice as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
My dad used to rap when he was a kid. So like, it's
like, was
so
he taking
funny.
it seriously though?
He would perform, you know what I mean, like do stuff like that, but he wasn't like I'm gonna be a rapper. Like,
Yeah.
Like he would rap at parties.
That's pretty cool.
My oldest sister's a singer, actress. She's been performing since we were like forever. Like she's 2 years older than me, and I remember being a kid watching her perform, like acting or like doing anything on stage, and I'd be like, why would you do that? Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
It's
Standing
so
in front of a
ironic.
crowd and stuff.
Yeah, that I'm doing it now, but she's still doing it too. She's actually in England, like pursuing her like dreams as an actress.
Wow.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, she got into this prestigious acting school. It's like really dope. So like, I literally remember being a kid watching it, like, wow, I would never do that.
Yeah.
And I love it. So yeah.
I mean, so that's pretty cool then. So you definitely have people that are in the entertainment business.
Exactly.
Even if your dad didn't take the whole rapping thing seriously,
Yeah.
he's definitely tried to dabble in it in a little bit. But I think aside from like Chance and Lil Wayne and your local artists and stuff like that, it could be your sister, dude.
Yeah, shout outs to her.
Shout out to her.
Alexis Craig Hart, like shout outs to her. Okay, cool.
How would you describe your sound to somebody that's never heard your music before?
Okay. The sound is very, I would like to say feel good, right?
Okay.
Like that's not really like an adjective, but it's a feel good vibe, you know what I mean? Like I want to evoke emotion out of people, even if it's like a more serious song, whatever, but I still want people to feel good when they hear it.
Right.
Like it's like I want them to feel safe when they hear it. Like I don't curse in any of my songs or any of my parodies. Like
Right.
that's like another thing. I want to make sure it's like, cause like my parents and like my like little sister. And,
Yeah,
like, my
she'll
sister,
see it.
You know what I mean? Like they're like my main supporters. So I want to make sure, and I'm not even like that type of person in general. Like I always try to give off good vibes. So I want to put that through my music. I always want to have like a message in like my music. Like not like off some preacher type stuff, but like you know how it is. Like
Absolutely.
Stuff kind of like things that people are relating
It's
to.
not just you going out rapping about the club and this and that. It's something
Exactly.
positive. It has meaning behind it.
Exactly.
It's not just like any other average artist and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want like, even if it's something so like petty, like not getting a text back from someone. Like,
Yeah.
That's something that we can all relate to. So
Yeah.
I like to do things like that. So a lot of just relatable, feel good vibes. It's very empathetic in that sense because I really try to put myself in the shoes of others, like that Nice for What college girl.
Yeah.
Like remix,
It
like,
relates to people.
Yeah, like I try to put myself in like the shoes because like I know, obviously I know a lot of college girls and like I be listening to them like damn, like that's your struggle. Like okay, cool. So let me like try to embody all that into a song, put it out so other people can understand that.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can make the experience better. You know what I mean, for them. So
That's so unique because like the way I would look at it is like, so you have the music thing as your way to kind of take a message of like take whatever you just looked at and then turn it into a message. My way is like I want to sit her down and talk to her about it. You know what I mean? Because like my way is the podcast way, your way is music. But I think that's so unique is like your writing process in general. Because I feel like a lot of people can become artists, right? Because there's auto-tune out there and stuff like that. But for me, I don't think I could ever just sit down and start writing rhymes. You know what I mean? I feel like if I ever put out 3 songs, they would all kind of sound the same. I don't know if that's me just like having writer's block or something like that, or just like not knowing what to rap about or write about or sing about. But how does that work for you? Like, what is explain like your writing process, like from the point of you have an idea to putting it in, writing rhymes for it, executing it, and then putting it out, like that whole process.
That's great. Yeah, the writing process, I always tell people, like, everyone's creative, anyone can do it. It's just kind of like a muscle, I guess you could say, like how you go to the gym. Like, the more you do it and work that writing muscle, is the more it's gonna become easier. Because like for me, like, I've had times like months where I don't write, and I sit down and write and I can't do it. But then I make sure that if I'm in a space where I can't write, I just force it, right? And it's kind of like going to the gym. I just force myself to go to the gym. I force myself to write, because then the more I do is the more like ideas will start flowing naturally and things will just become easier. So I remember I linked up with the producer like 2 years ago, and he was so dope. Like, he would kind of treat me like an actual artist, right? And he would give me a beat, and he'd be like, all right, you have an hour, write something, write a song to it. And I'll be like, a whole song? And he's like, yeah, and then we're gonna record it. So I'm like, what the heck? So we would do that like, not every day, but probably like at least 3 to 4 times a week.
And that was him making you practice, or that was just him being like, this is how we're gonna do it?
I mean, it was a little bit of both. It was like practice, but we would treat it like real songs. I recorded so many songs with this guy. Like, it was just crazy. But things like that, like, developed me as an artist, you know what I mean? So now I can sit down and write a song. Give me a beat, I can just write a song. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you do it enough, you start, like, for me, I kind of visualize the song while I'm writing it, and like it sounds kind of corny, I guess you would say, but I kind of write what I see in my head, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and that's why like the videos are so easy for me, because I already saw it when I was writing it, so the visual to it is easy. So that's kind of my process. I like to hear a beat first, then I kind of just freestyle melodies, and just like I get concepts from. I have a whole sheet of concepts that I write down. Like I said before, like the not getting a text back is actually a video I want to do in the near future. I already have a visual for it. So ideas like that, like I want to write about that, I want to write about that, or that's not really cool, let me try something different. So a lot of trial and error. It's just, you got to put yourself in a space where you're almost in your own world, and you're not. Because I feel like the hardest part about writing is just worrying about what people are going to think about it.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
But so how long, like on average, how long would each song take? So like, let's say,
to write it?
Yeah, to write it and put it out and all of that. Because some obviously might take like a week. You just said one might take an hour. So what's like an average? Like, if you thought about an idea, because I kind of do the same thing with concepts, because I'm trying to put out like motivational videos, right? Just telling people like, listen, whatever you're doing right now, just be the best at it. Go out there and chase your dreams, because my biggest fear is not fear of failure or anything like that. It's fear of regret. It's growing up and then getting, I never want to get to 40 or 50 years old and I look back and I'm like, shit, what if I just did that, But like, like what, any writing process and putting out a song, on average, how long would it take? What's the longest, and then what's the shortest? Obviously the shortest being an hour, right?
Yes, because certain songs, I find they just write themselves. You know what I mean? It's just like, those are always the best songs. Like, all like so many like great like hits. Like, people say like they just wrote it right there. And it starts flowing so naturally. I mean, I have had songs that came out great that did take a while. I think the longest.
I just suck at rhyming, dude. You know what I mean? You remember that site, Rhyme Zone? You know what I'm talking about?
Is that where you like put in a word and they give you a rhyming word?
And literally just, it's like the dictionary but for rhymes.
For rhymes. I think I know.
I would use that and I still like messed up. You know what I mean? Like, it never helped.
Oh snap!
I'd be like chime. I'll type in chime because I'll think about chime and I'd be like, okay, dime, rhyme, lime, and then I would just kind of like that's literally how I would do it. As like the most beginner level of trying to write a song, I would probably be like, okay, let me think of a word. Okay, chime, and then I would write down dime, lime, rhyme, and then I'll just kind of like fill in the blanks at that point. Like, it's like a puzzle piece.
I mean, that's a good start though. Like I said, like the more you do it, the more like the rhyming words. It's kind of like when people freestyle. It's like you freestyle so much.
You gotta think ahead. You have to think ahead.
Like,
that's
you
crazy.
have the rhyming word already at the end.
And think about the sentence.
And then you put the sentence like.
People don't give credit to freestylers as much as they should, honestly. And people don't give credit to people that write in general. There's all these artists that, like for example, like I was talking to a friend yesterday, like I saw Neo, like Neo on like some World of Dance show.
Yeah.
Like he was a host,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
guest.
I heard about that.
And I was just like, people were like, yo, what happened to Neo? Like, he fell off. I'm just like, no, but like, yo, he writes songs for Beyonce and all these different people. And it's like, people don't give credit to that. Because that's hard, writing a song.
I was actually listening to a lot of Neo recently, and I'm like, damn, he's a great songwriter. He wrote
great,
To
bro.
the Left by Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What the
irreplaceable. Exactly.
Man.
All right, cool. So here's one thing.
Okay.
I know a lot of people can relate to this. I know a lot of people can relate to this, especially myself. So this question is more so for me, for an answer to help me out, as well as a lot of people that are going to be watching is, do you ever worry about people judging you or criticizing you when you put out these videos or just putting out content in general on social media where you're putting your face up? And then if so, how do you overcome that obstacle? And this is something that's going to help out a lot for me because for months, maybe like years, you know, when I first started the podcast thing, I was like, okay, I'm in it. You know, like you get one of those days where you're just like I'm doing this, you know, and you put it out. And then like a few days later, you have like this mood swing and you're just like, I don't want to put this out. Like, what if, you know, these people look at it, they think I'm crazy, you know, they make fun of me, all that stuff. So do you ever feel that and how do you overcome that when you're making a song or putting out content?
It's funny, I literally saw this quote the other day. It said, if you're worried about people talking about you, you're not ready for the next level. I was like, son, that hit so hard when I read that. So I really had to think like to myself, like, dang, like, but to answer your question, yes, I do have like the thought of like, I think they call it post anxiety, like when like you're like, okay, like, oh, like, should I do it? And like a lot of my friends, like, they be getting stressed out because I'm like, yo, like, is this caption good? Like, whatever.
Yeah,
because I be thinking about everything and like I overthink everything. Like,
I do too.
Whatever.
I do too, all the time. I mean, it's usually with Snapchat. Like I put up a snap, and then like 6 hours later, I look back at it and I'm just like, did I really need to put that up? Like is it that important that people, you know what I mean? It's so many thoughts. But what do you do then? Like,
so there's two things that I really do. One, so I acknowledge any of like the insecurities that I may have, you know what I mean, with whether it's like, you know, like a video I put out, like if that wasn't the way I wanted it, whatever, like I acknowledge it, but I just like kind of just close my eyes and just do it anyway. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just put it out anyway. Like, and I also this is another good thing I would recommend. I have like 2 or 3 people that I rely on, like their feedback. Like, first of all, I've learned that everyone's feedback is not good feedback. You know, everyone's criticism is not constructive criticism. You take all that into consideration. You can like take it, but you can't take it to heart. So I have like 3 people that like I really count on. So anytime I put out a video, I always check with them like, yo, this is a video, like how you feel about it? They're like, oh yeah, that's cool, you can work on that a little bit more, but I think it's like cool. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now it doesn't feel like I'm putting out by myself, like it's kind of like a team effort.
Yeah.
And that kind of alleviates the stress of just like putting it out. Cause kind of like you have like a cosign, okay, someone else thinks it's like cool too. Because obviously you're the artist or you're like the creator, so you don't know how it is, but when you have another person's opinion, it kind of makes it easier.
Exactly.
And I don't know, there's this movie, I think it was Meet the Millers? I think it's Meet the Millers, where the dad was talking to the kid, like, and he said, count to 3 and just do it. Like, cause the guy was trying to like kiss a girl or whatever.
Okay.
Is that Meet the Millers? It was a movie.
It could be, I don't know.
It was a movie
I was thinking,
where the
like,
kid was afraid to do something, right? And then his dad was like, yo, whenever you're in a situation like, or you're talking to a girl, or you want to talk to a girl, but you're afraid, or you want to kiss a girl and you're afraid, just in your head, count to 3 and just do it. Like, 1, 2, 3, and just do it. So that's
I can see that working, honestly. I can see that working,
because it gives you, it's like, kind of like a countdown, like 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, and then move on to the next thing. That's it. Because we get too caught up. Another thing is that it's not even that serious. That it really isn't. Like I've stressed over so many videos. Where I'm just like, wait a minute. People are actually out stressing over like real things. I'm like,
we got world hunger. Yeah. We got this and that, and I'm worried about putting up a 30-second post.
Yeah, 30-second video. Like, one more good thing. Gary V, yo, shout out to Gary V. I don't know if you watch his video.
Of course, yeah.
He has this one video. I'll send it to you. He's like, he said that you're one piece of content away from changing your life, right? So you just got to keep on putting things out because you never know what's gonna hit.
Exactly.
Change your whole life. So it's like, I'm like, okay, cool, and my goal is to post every day. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that, I would love like King Batch and like all those like guys out in
Viners,
Cali.
he does Vine, right?
Yeah,
Or he
they
did
be
at least
doing,
when it was
like,
popping.
3 videos a day. I'd be like,
Damn. And those were like full like skits.
Exactly.
Like he was
The
acting them out. He had people in there.
Quality. So
And like
that's
those
fine.
type of people, I could understand them blowing up. And I give
Exactly.
credit to them. It's like, yo, you worked, like you hustled for
That's
this.
what it is.
If you didn't get it, I would be thoroughly surprised. So when I was talking to this one guy, he does podcasts,
Yeah.
and like this company that I'm like trying to apply for, he's like the CEO of it, right?
Oh wow.
And I was talking to him, try to understand like how he got to where he is, his journey, like all that stuff. And the main reason I wanted to talk to him was because like, listen, you run a company, which is what I want to do. I want to be my own boss, right? Obviously you do as well.
That's cool.
And you put up podcasts, and I do podcasts as well. You put up YouTube videos and podcasts. So like you're a huge inspiration. Like I see myself in you. Like I see me when I grow up, to be like you. And I asked him, the last question I asked him was, listen, look, you do these podcasts, I do podcasts as well, and I want to put out motivational videos, right? Just inspiring people. But I have that issue, this inner conflict of like, what are people gonna think? Like, are they gonna judge me? They're gonna make fun of me? What if I don't get these amount of likes and views and stuff like that? And all he said was, going off of the advice that you had, which was amazing, I feel like I could add this one too, is he's like, listen, let's just say example, 100 people look at your thing. If this is for inspirational videos, whatever it may be. Don't worry about all 100 people criticizing you. Just worry about the people that you actually moved and inspired.
That's it.
In the sense that like, so now when I put up these motivational videos, I might have like 100 views, 200 views, but then I'll have 2 texts from 2 different people texting me saying like, yo, whatever, like I'm going through something and like that helped. Like I'm doing DoorDash right now, like Uber Eats, I'm driving and doing this stuff. And you said you do it too, and you're like, whatever it is, like just be the best at it and continue doing it. And that really, like I'm glad you put that video out, because it really spoke to me at where I am at this moment in my life. And I'll get a DM here and there. It's like, okay, out of the 200 people that watched this video, 4 people got back to me and said, I needed that video. And that's all that matters. So now when I put out these content and I put out these motivational videos, I don't think about the 800, 900 followers on Instagram. I just worry about those 4 people.
Exactly.
And if they watch it, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And then you'll get maybe 1 or 2 new people, and then it snowballs into like this whole thing.
That's it. It's the tipping point. Like literally, it's gonna keep on growing. So one point it just tips, and then the next thing you know, like you're the next CEO, and then people are hitting you up for advice. Like
Exactly.
That's what it is. But like
Exactly.
yeah, man. But I feel like more people need to start doing, which is what I want to start doing. But it is hard, you know what I mean? I want to start being more transparent with like my life and like, talking about like how like doing things like this is so great, because I want people to understand like my process and like how I do get like post anxiety and like I am like, overthinking this, because a lot of people like we said can relate to all of that, and they want to do it too, and a lot of people are afraid to even start doing it because they're afraid of people judging them, you know what I mean? At least like, we kind of have some momentum of what we're doing, so we kind of feel more comfortable. But like everyone's in a different stage, so like being more transparent about our stage, you know what I mean, it's like so helpful. And I know a lot of people, especially rappers, they try to like kind of mystify themselves and make it seem like, oh yeah, like that, when really like they're struggling. But I feel like for the rappers, they would be more successful and get further if they start showing their come up more, like showing like them in the basement.
Dude, and why do you think J. Cole is so big?
Exactly.
It's like you need to relate to them. That's the whole reason why Drake got so huge, is like he wasn't like 50 Cent where he's talking about like shooting people and doing this and doing that, being a thug. It's like he related to people. He talked about girls that he really liked and how he has feelings for them, and being all in his feelings and all this stuff. And it's like people are like, yo, I could relate to this more than I could relate to somebody else. Like who's like if I could even think of like a rapper, like come on, do you think people can relate to J. Cole more than they could relate to Migos? Absolutely.
Exactly.
You think the average listener has thousands of like jewelry and ice all over them? No, but they could relate to J. Cole, who wears the same Nike shoes that are beat up, and he wears sweatpants and a regular t-shirt.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like your music is gonna go really far, and just your content in general. It's because you're not just putting out music that's like, yeah, I'm in the club and doing this. It's like yo, I'm putting out this 2019 Be Like, or the Little Mermaid thing, or the Nice for What, the relatable, all these relatable videos. The meal plan video was hilarious. I was like, I understand this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like. I really do think that rappers, singers, anybody in entertainment that are trying to inspire people just need to be more relatable. Just be more transparent, People can't relate to you if you're millionaires and billionaires and, throwing on jewelry and stuff like that. But they can relate to you if you're struggling.
Exactly.
And you're open about it.
Yeah, even these billionaires, like, they still have to, go to like the doctor's office, or like do like normal things. Obviously, like since they're like billionaires, like they don't have to do a lot of normal things, but they're still people at the end of the day. Like, and like you would, like people, like say we walk down the street, like no one would really know. Like we could be billionaires, like already, like no one's really gonna know. You know what I mean? So it's just like we're all people. We have to have more empathy and just like really understand that we're all in this together, you know what I mean? And we all relate. We're all different, but we all share very similar stories. And that's why like memes and everything like get like millions of views, because it's like, oh, I can relate to this. They like, oh, my friend can relate to this. Let me share it with them. You know what I mean? Because we all feel like, oh, I'm not alone with this. You know what I mean? Like, oh, someone else has that same thing. So
that's amazing.
Man.
Do you think you've evolved musically and even personally since you first started making music?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely I saw this one quote. It said, "I'm not even who I am yet," right?
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like I'm always evolving, and like there's so much like I don't even know what like next year. Like I can't even imagine like who I'm gonna be like or what I'm gonna be like. Like I just picked up like the camera, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like filming now. Like I never thought I'd be filming, and like I'm surprisingly pretty good at it. For just starting. I never thought I'd learn how to play piano, but like
that's amazing.
I learned how to play piano 2 summers ago. I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
So it's just like so many like different things. Like I started taking vocal lessons. I'm still writing as much as I can. I'm not consistently writing as much as I want to be, because I'm just doing like other things. But I want to be writing, because writing is my favorite thing to do. Just like writing, like it's so like people always say like, oh yeah, it's like therapeutic, but it really is. Like
I was just about to say that. It's like, is it therapy for you? Yeah. Because like this podcast thing is more so therapy for me. Just sitting down and just talking to people.
For real. That's what it is. Like I love this podcast because it feels like when I make my videos, it feels very similar to this, like the setup and everything. It's just
you put your cameras on boxes.
Oh, I've done, bro. I'm
gonna say like, trust me, I want to be relatable to my audience, but like, I don't know. I feel like people would have tables in their house. I don't know if they would have like suitcases and boxes that they put their stuff on, or like projectors and other boxes and a tub of Vaseline.
No, listen, like I've done like whatever you got to do to get the perfect shot. Like I remember me and my friend, we filmed the video in Walmart, and we had a camera. Yeah, and we took like the tripod thing, like the legs on that thing.
Yeah. And
we tied it up against the shopping cart.
Oh, yeah.
Sketchy thing, but the shot, it looks good, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
This is a question I really want to ask. What do you think are some of the challenges or biggest challenges that an average artist can face, or even you personally? And I'm thinking like examples would be like, whether it be like somebody that's trying to promote themselves, or somebody that's trying to maintain like a steady income out of it, writer's block, like all these different things that are challenges. You know what I mean? But what would you say, if you could think of one, would be like the biggest challenge an average artist or even yourself would be facing in this?
I think the income is that's a big one.
The income?
Okay, I think it's tied. One is the income and understanding like you can't be in it to make money. Like my one friend, he started rapping, and then he literally just started rapping. He sent me a video of him rapping, and he was like, bro, like when do I start making money off this? I'm like, you're in this to make money? Like I was like, what? Like you better get a job. Like you're in this to make money. Don't get me wrong, you can make money, but you can't be in it to make money. The money will come.
Right.
Like depending on how hard you work and like what you're giving out to the people. But yeah, man, like even me, like I'm looking at Amazon right now, which is nice, dope. I'm so thankful for this job because it's simple. I don't have to think about it, and I can just fund like my music, my videos, like all that stuff. But yeah, income is one, and the other one is like just getting out of your own head, like what we were talking before.
Yeah,
like
and not worrying about what people think,
exactly,
criticism and stuff like that.
Promoting yourself, like I used to intern at this label. I still kind of intern there, but Shout out Sloppy Vinyl. One of like the executives out there, he was talking to another artist who was having issues promoting themselves, and he was saying that your job as an artist is to just annoy people so much until like they just F with you. Like literally, like that's it. Because a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, like I don't want to like promote this, like I don't want to like, seem like I'm annoying people. No, that's your job as an artist. Just keep on promoting. You're gonna be annoying to some people, but you're also gonna be an inspiration to some people. So kind of back to what you said before, like do it for those people who you're inspiring, and those people who you're annoying, they'll unfollow you. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the point is that you have this goal, right? But if you're not telling people about it, no one's gonna know it. And the only way the world is gonna know it, if that's your goal, if you keep telling people. Because like the way the internet is just sharing is caring. Like
absolutely.
That's it. Like once people like even asking people to share your thing. Like I know for me, like I recently started doing that more, just, like, asking people to share. Like I'll reach out to like certain people who I know are like high key. I'd be like, hey, can you share this for me? Like, and it feels awkward because it feels like it's begging.
Yeah, it's like I completely understand.
Yeah,
I completely
but then
understand.
Like now people are like, yeah, of course.
It feels like you're asking for too much.
Exactly, but so many people are like, of course I'll share. Like yeah, this is dope. Like, and I'm like, really? Like yeah. Like obviously some people won't respond, but it's okay. Like that, it's not for them then. It's
some people are like, I don't want to mess up my feed. Or like, it's just like, come on, bro.
Exactly.
It's like, yo.
Exactly. So that's why platforms like this is so important, because now like someone like me has an opportunity to actually share my story.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm gonna share this on my thing, so now you get like some of my people and I get some of your people. So it's dope. It's just like collaboration is key. Like that's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now going back to the steady income thing, I feel like because I was thinking about this too, right? Is like if this becomes something, right? When it becomes something. Thank you. Positivity, exactly. Yeah. So when this becomes something, I always feel like any hobby that you turn into like a career, a lot of people are like, damn, like they're not gonna be as passionate as they were before, because now they have to rely on it for money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, like whether it be acting, you love acting, or you love making music. Yeah. Now that you have to rely on it for income, a lot of people lose the passion behind it, right? And then it just becomes a chore. Do you feel like that's gonna happen with music or anything like that?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So I definitely can it's almost like when you get to that space where you feel like it's becoming a chore, you kind of, because I feel like when it comes to then like that comes through the final product, right?
Right.
So say like I'm an artist and like I'm signed to like a label and they need me to have like this many albums by this date, right? And then like if I don't, I'm gonna get fined or something like that.
Right.
That's how it is for like a lot of artists. Like it's literally your job, and I definitely can see how it can be like I'm kind of just going through the motions. I'm not really like doing it like with my heart, and that's why they also say a lot of people's best albums are their first albums, because it's like
because they have a lot of time putting. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, and then there's a time limit because people are always like, you got to put it out within 2-year frame or 1-year frame, like people like Drake and stuff like that, right? Yeah. I think that's freaking scary. It's like it is. Do that, man.
It is really scary, but I feel like you gotta like have to. It kind of comes down to like a spiritual level, right? I don't know how big you are with like spirituality or whatever.
Trying to get into it. I'm trying to believe it.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get more into it too. But I feel like once you get to that space where you're spiritually good with yourself, you know what I mean, and you're not thinking about the pressure, any expectations, because that's what will cloud your mental space and your creative space. So it's like once you be good with yourself spiritually, and you're kind of just like. You love yourself no matter what, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that will influence, like, your projects and everything you do, like, regardless of, like if it's, like, a job at that point. And just go back to, try to go back to how it was when you first started. Like, that's really kind of, like, my own, like, recommendation for it.
Like, what are you doing this for?
Exactly.
What's your why?
What's your why?
What's your why?
Everyone should always ask themselves that question. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, like, what is my why for getting up and doing what I got to do?
Exactly.
That's gonna make you do it. But I've definitely thought about that before. And that's another reason why I'm trying to diversify diversify, is that my word? Or
Diversify?
Make myself more versatile, right? And
Yeah.
like have different things where it's like I'm not relying on just like rapping, like, you know, like for like an income. I want to make sure, okay, I can rap, I can like film now, like I do like t-shirts, I do like all these different things. So it's like someone told me that you gotta have 5 come-ups, right? Like 5 forms of income, right?
Okay.
So it's like, so you're never just relying on one thing. You
That is
always
true.
have something like coming in, you always go there. And also look back to your inspirations. Like literally, like if I go through like writer's block, like I'll listen to like '08 Wayne, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No Ceilings, Lil Wayne. I'll listen to Chance. I'm like, okay, cool. Like now I remember, like, cause you get that feeling when you listen to them, like your favorite artist. So it's like, and you try to. Well, for me, I just try to replicate that feeling into my own thing. So yeah. So I guess that's my only recommendation. If you feel like it's getting like too stressful, go back to your inspirations and just like be good with yourself spiritually.
So when you were talking earlier, you're doing the video filming, you're doing the music,
Yeah.
and you said you have to have 5 come-ups. What are those 5 come-ups? Like, what are the other things you would be dabbling in?
Okay, so that's another good question. So music and like these videos thing, that's like my main thing. Like if I could make videos every day for the rest of my life, like what I'm doing, like, and put out videos 3 times a day, I'd be good with that. You know what I mean? So like that's like my main thing. I also have my my clothing line, I guess you would say. Well, I only have like 2 pieces right now, like maybe I think 3 pieces right now.
What is it called?
It's just off my own personal brand, KingKennedyHart.com.
Okay.
Like that's like the website where people can go on.
Cool.
And they can purchase things, and like people actually really like my stuff. So I'm trying to grow that as well. Obviously I work at Amazon, so that's another come up. I have this playlist that I have for like upcoming artists that I'm like the record label I was telling you about.
Yeah.
It's like mine and their thing. So like we're trying to create it where we can put like we first started focusing on Jersey artists, but now we're kind of opening up to other artists.
Yeah.
It's a Spotify playlist.
Just kind of to put them on.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Okay.
We put them in the mix with other big name artists, because you know people don't really like just listening to upcoming artists.
Yeah.
We put them in the mix with like pretty much just all like the new music that comes out.
It's
we
pretty
update
smart.
it yeah, man, it's cool. It has like over like 2,000 something followers.
So like
on
you could
Spotify.
literally be like vibing with friends, listening to Drake, and then next thing you know, it transitions to some
Exactly.
random person.
Exactly.
And then you would hope, obviously, like people are like listening, they're like, yo, who is this?
Exactly.
This is hot. You know what I mean? Okay, that's cool. That's pretty smart. I
Yeah, so
didn't
that's
think
the
that-
goal. That's the goal. So it's called What's the Way. People like Spotify filming is like my like last come up where I'm like filming for other people now. So right now I just started filming like events for like people, and I just do it for free. Just, like,
Yeah.
I don't even ask them. I put up the event, I just film it, and I make like a little video for it.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get my name out there more as a videographer.
Then you show them afterwards.
Yeah, I show them,
I
like they
that.
just love it.
But they
I'm
don't
like,
see like who's this random kid just like filming our stuff.
Well, so
They just
I
pull up
actually-
to the event.
So the events that I've been doing recently, I know like the people throwing
Yeah,
the events.
obviously.
So like but that's mad funny. Like random kids.
It's like, who's that kid?
Who
over
let him
there?
in?
It's like, yeah. You just crashed the party. You're just filming everybody.
Yeah, but like I've been
That's
like
funny.
filming, like being behind the scenes is fun. Like all this stuff, like capturing the moments, like mad fun. Like,
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's just as fun as being in front of the camera. Like I like being in
think
front of the
so.
camera more right now, but I'm starting to have a new love for being behind the camera. 'Cause it's
I
like,
think it's more. You have to have more of a vision. You gotta be more of a visionary because you have to like see. You already know how you want it to come out, so you're just
Exactly.
working on trying to get it to that
the
point.
pieces.
That's the whole reason why I liked, trying to record and make videos on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is like your 3-year, 5-year plan?
My best friend and his brother actually just moved out to Cali, right? They have a whole spot out there. So I'm trying to make that Cali trip. That's like next year. I'm trying to, because I've never been to California before, right? And I'm very like, I always preach to people to step out their comfort zone. But
Yeah.
for me, like I know I'm in my comfort zone staying in Jersey. Obviously, you know what I mean? Because it's like, New Brunswick is so like, I feel like a lot of artists, especially like I see like with rock and roll bands, like they get stuck in New Brunswick because they just perform at the same places.
Oh, yeah.
They do the same thing. So I don't want to, that's one of my biggest fears is getting stuck here because I'm so comfortable here.
Yeah.
And a big culture shock, like for me, would just, like even going to Rutgers Newark, girl, like I was so reliant on my family. Like I went home all the time when I was in Newark.
Yeah.
Every weekend I would just go home. So like making that big move to Cali, especially for creatives, that's the scene out there. New York is cool, but Cali is definitely the scene for like creatives right now, in my opinion, just from what I've seen. So I'm trying to make that trip out there and just take what I'm doing to the next level, and like I said, getting to the point where I could put out 3 videos a day and just grow like my whole brand overall, and yeah, just really make some major changes. I see myself being more of like a content creator and then transitioning into like music, like a music artist, you know what I mean? Because I found that like that's what's trending right now. People love like the 60-second videos, like they eat those up.
I noticed that. All of your videos are like hitting like the 55-second mark.
Yeah. People just like eat those things up. But the only thing is that you got to be able to come like as soon as possible, because it's like, say you put out a video like on Tuesday, right? And then by next Tuesday, they forgot about it. Like, that's what it is. Like that video,
7 days is a long time.
It is.
Especially if people are working and doing their own thing.
Exactly.
They'll forget in like the next day.
Exactly.
Honestly.
So that's why like at first I was trying to put out like a video like a week. But now I'm trying to just figure out how I can put out this content, whether it's like an actual video of me rapping, singing, music, but things like this, like anything, you know what I mean? Just trying to make sure that people can know who I am more, like as a person, not just as a creator.
Yeah. But entertainment business is so hard because because even if you're putting out once a week, that's great. But then if you start putting out 3 times a week, right? And then people start listening to it and watching it, they're mad. Like viewers are so fickle in the sense that like if you stop that one Tuesday because you're sick or something, they'll literally stop watching forever because they're like, I expected you to put it out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's not out Friday, and then they unsubscribe, and you're just like, bruh, like you know what I mean? So it's like if you're consistent, you got to be like dedicated, like your life is to those viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like the thing is, like I look at it now, like I get it. It's almost like, say you have like a TV show, right? Like whatever show we used to watch, Drake and Josh, like whatever show, like
that was a fire
we
show.
knew as a kid, like it would be on this channel Wednesday 9 p.m. We would watch it every time we come home from school, and if it didn't come on, we'd be mad. If it didn't come on the next day, all right, cool, I find a new show to watch.
YouTube is a new TV now.
That's it. And that's
all these people that are making money off of YouTube, they mess up one time, they don't show up. It's just like, because like I've had that a couple times where I like consistently watch one person on YouTube, and they're in my subscription, and I catch up with them, right? If they don't put it out on a Friday when I expect them to put it on a Friday, low key for like a second, I'm just like, yo, like what the F? Like, like dang, I kind of like had my schedule set around this. Like I'm commuting home. I was hoping to listen to this podcast and it come out. So that's where like me, like that kind of, translates to like me wanting to put out as often as possible, because looking from the outside in as a viewer, I'm like, okay, I can understand why you should be putting out as often as possible. It's a lot of work, man. It's literally like, it's dedication.
And it's like literally like me and my
God forbid Amazon calls you in on a Friday.
I know, right?
It's like, people are not gonna care. Listen, Amazon called me in for work. I gotta get this paycheck, and people are like, I don't care.
Nah, so
I want content.
It's funny because like I used to love posting on Sunday evenings, right? Because I'm like, yo, everyone's home on Sunday, like whatever. But tell me why I work Sunday evenings now, and I'm so upset. And I work Monday evenings. I know Monday's a great time too. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. So, but what about you? Like, what's your post schedule like? Like, what? I always like talking to creatives about like their posting process, you know what I mean? Like, I know I have my own process, but what's your process like?
So, I just like recently, like literally 4 videos ago, I started taking it really seriously.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, before I even get into that, the hardest thing is getting guests on here, because like every now and then, like you'll have a guest that's like, yeah, I'm down to come, and then that Wednesday shows up and they're like, oh, like something came up. Damn. But most of the times, I feel like that they bail. It's like, yeah, they might actually have something that's going on, but at the same time, a lot of people are scared to talk on podcasts.
Yeah,
they feel like they can't keep the conversation up or something like that.
Yeah.
So, do you listen to Joe Rogan? You know
Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan, yeah.
So, his podcast is huge. And what he started doing, along with like other, like obviously Charlamagne the God. So he has his own podcast, Brilliant Idiots, with Andrew Schultz, this comedian. Yeah. So what they do is, before putting out the podcast episode, the full episode, they'll put out clips and they'll put it on their YouTube. So now, like when I listen to Joe Rogan, at least how I got into it was like he was in my recommended, and it was like a 14-minute clip. and I was listening to it because the title was like something I wanted to listen to about. I listened to that and I'm like, okay, like I like this. This is pretty interesting. Where's the full video? And I see another clip on like a different part of the video of him talking about another topic. And then I go to the episode and that's kind of what reels me in. So now what I started doing is, for example, if we do this interview, right, when I put it out, I'll be putting clips to get people riled up about it, and they you know, I put out, and I really pick specific clips that I like. One of my last podcasts was like meditation. I know a lot of people want to meditate or want to know about it in some way, or I'll talk about like psychedelic drugs or something I feel like people could relate to or just want to know about. Alien talk. Like I have a guy that came on last week where every time I see him, we just talk about science stuff, like just nerdy stuff that I like talking about. And people are out there that like listening to that stuff. And I put out clips every day or 2 days on the story, on the Instagram feed. And then, you know, I let them know every clip. I'm like, hey, check out this clip. This topic was about this. Podcast comes out tomorrow. And then now if they like that clip, they'll be like, okay, I'm looking out for the podcast tomorrow. But that's where you can't mess up, because if you don't post that podcast for whatever reason, you lose, you lose that trust, or you lose that, that credibility. So that's why it's in that sense, yeah. But I think I will say though, like difference between you and me. I mean, dude, posting podcasts is so much easier than writing songs. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't ever be able to write a full song. No way. You know what I mean?
Nah, like I think to be honest, like what you were saying before about like the hardest part of getting people, that's the hardest part for everything.
Yeah.
Just for me, like I've noticed that people like my videos. Well, I'm gonna say they like my videos more when I have people, but when I have people in my videos, like I don't know if you've ever seen that parking ticket one. Like I had like I had like 4 of my friends in it.
Yeah.
Like that video went crazy. Like so I'm trying to include more people in my videos.
Because you had people, or is it because they also promoted it along with yourself?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think having more people added a little bit of more energy to the video. I mean, I have had videos of myself go crazy. You know what I mean? But you know, they did promote it as well, so that definitely helped.
But it's also, you have more people, so more like perspectives and more. I can understand that.
So yeah, getting people to do anything is just the hardest part.
It is, man. It really is.
But yeah, I don't know. Like for me, like since writing songs is like, it's just so like 1, 2, 3 for me now. Like I have that process down.
Yeah, I mean, you practice, right? You've been doing this since like 7th grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For a while,
so, like I feel like trying to like relate it back to me. Like if I was doing podcasts and interviewing since 7th grade, I feel like I wouldn't even need these questions. Just be like all in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I still have to rely on it in some way. But let me ask you this. So, do you think you could continue to get better as an artist? Meaning, like, what are some things you feel you could still continue to improve on, if anything?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's so many things, yo. Like, even as like an artist, I forgot who said it, but someone said like as an artist, you're insecure by nature as an artist, or you're sensitive by nature. So it's like for me, like I'm always just kind of like trying to get better, because I know like there's other people who are better. You know what I mean? Not even necessarily trying to be better than them. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. So
Absolutely.
Like every day, like I always try to do something to better my craft. Like I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's 4 a.m. I will like make sure if I go out to like a club, like last night I went out to this like random party, came back at 3 a.m. and I just like recorded. You know what I mean? Like just to practice. Because even like recording itself, like writing is a process, recording is a process, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's why you have like recording artists, performing artists. Like some people can record, some people can perform. Some people can perform, they can't record. So it's like recording is an art in itself. So I just made sure I just did it just to make sure I'm consistently just in front of the microphone and just like, just practicing my craft, like you said.
So you're kind of like me in the sense that like you want to be perfect at everything.
That's what it is.
But do you obviously agree or like understand the aspect that like if you really focus on one thing, you specialize into one thing, it would be more of a benefit than trying to dabble in everything?
Oh my God.
Because you're just like me in the sense that like I want to do everything. Like my goals in life is like I want to pursue this. I want to write my own book. I want to be amazing on YouTube. I want to have my own radio station. I want to do this and that and this and that. You know what I mean? But people are always like, no, you should like, you know, specialize into one thing and really be good at that. You know, because that's how people treat their careers. They specialize into one department in a career, and they do that for 25 years. How do you feel about that? Do you agree with that, or do you disagree?
I mean, I've always heard that. You know what I mean? Like, just do one thing, and then you're that guy for that thing.
Yeah.
And you have another guy for that thing, and you guys have a team, and then that's how you win. So I feel like definitely be at least knowledgeable in like other areas. Like we were saying before, like know how to work behind the scenes, but also know how to be in front of the camera. Know how to do that. So if you do need someone, it's like when you're an entrepreneur, because we're entrepreneurs, like, okay, cool. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're the CEO, like you have like, you need to be able to do everything. You have people working for you, but you need to at least know how to do those things, you know what I mean? So I feel like at least knowing how to do it is good. I guess pick your favorite thing and make sure everything that you're interested in is under that umbrella. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously, like we're in the creative field, we're putting out content, so it's like we want to do everything. So everything that you want to do is still under the umbrella of like the main thing. You know what I mean? Of one thing. So I feel like that's at least good. Like we're good. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we want to be a mathematician. And like, do this and also like.
We just want to be versatile.
We just want to be versatile under our umbrella. So I feel like we're doing good jobs. I feel like we said, since we want to be so great, we have a higher expectation for ourselves. But we also have to like come back down and realize that we're doing a great job. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's always going to be areas where we can improve on, but we have to give ourselves more credit. I know for me, I beat myself up all the time, yo.
Same here, man.
I'm just
all
like,
the time.
I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? But I'm like, nah, I'm doing a good job, so.
That's a conversation I was having earlier, is like with my friend. We were talking about you, and I was just like, yo, there's all these artists, not just you, but like there's all these artists that want to put out material, whether like entertainment business, you know, there could be YouTubers or just people putting out content on Instagram. It's just like, you know, they're so worried about what people think and, you know, like just criticism, or they're just like, oh, like I don't want to be annoying on Instagram, posting all the time, but like, yo, like it's a hustle. Like if anything, like even if you're not, like for somebody like you, right? Just two spectrums. Like for somebody like you, you're putting out content often. Twice a week, 3 times a week, once a week at least, right? If you don't hypothetically don't make it, I would be thoroughly surprised. I would just be like, why? Because like he's putting out the work. Even if you put out 2-3 times a week content and you just feel like, because this is how I feel, you just feel like you're annoying people on Instagram and stuff like that, I, as a mature person, sees it as like, yo, he's hustling, like he's doing what he loves. Like I like that, because there are people out there that, you know, want to be an artist, or they want to be an actor, or they want to be this and that, but I don't see them working towards it. Here's a cool question: which artist would you want to collaborate with, dead or alive?
Ooh, dead or alive?
You gotta pick one, bro. You gotta pick one.
Dang, yo. I'm gonna have to say Lil Wayne, yo.
Lil Wayne?
Oh my god.
Lil Wayne has unbelievable work ethic.
It has to be 08 Lil Wayne.
What? You don't like Carter 5? That was hot.
The Carter 5, but you don't understand how much like the Carter 3, like
Carter 3 was hot.
No Ceilings.
No Ceilings was best mixtape ever.
Life. That changed my life.
No Ceilings is amazing.
I like literally like I'll look at those like videos or like listen to those songs, and like I'll just feel like that nostalgic feeling, like whatever, and I'll just be so happy, like like I could probably rap every single, like, well, I'm not gonna say every single, but I mean, are we talking about on No Ceilings? I could rap a lot of No Ceilings.
What's the one where it's like, rockstar lifestyle might not make it. President gonna in the White House naked. Yeah, look in the cup in his stare right now. And then he has this one line where he's like, the horse ass line. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm talking about? On that.
I'm trying to think. It's in that song you're talking about specifically, or it's on that mixtape? Because he has so many bars, so many lines.
Wine in my bucket. Young money, baby. Big shit like the horse ass.
Yeah.
So Lil Wayne. It's Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, yeah.
Lil Wayne is that?
Lil Wayne, yeah.
If you didn't pursue music, what would you be doing right now?
Dang, yeah. Well, for those people who don't know, like, I love working with kids. Like, I love it. Like, when I was in high school, I had 3 jobs working with kids at once. Like, literally, I would go, like, I would work no, actually, so this is when what was it? When I just graduated from high school. So I worked in a summer camp, I worked in an elementary school, and I worked in the middle school all at once. It was crazy.
Like back to back.
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I would leave one thing to go to one thing to go to one thing. And
Wow.
it was just like so much fun because like that's when I realized how much influence that we have, like obviously on
the younger
generation, but just in general, like these kids would look up to me. Like literally the way I walk, the way I talk, they would just try to replicate it and mimic me. So I'm like, dang, like I know I'm not their parents, right? So I'm not accountable for them, but in a sense, I am. Like I am. Like literally, like kids are gonna watch this podcast, or gonna watch your podcast, they're gonna listen to my things, and they're gonna see it and be like, oh wow, like that's cool. I want to do that. I want to be like him. I want to do that.
I mean,
so
think about
like,
it. Kids, like from the age up to 12, they're influenced by their parents and the way their parents nurture them. But then after that, it's all their friends. It's their environment. Once they hit like middle school or high school, it's mainly their friends group and their surrounding environment is what influences them.
Exactly.
So in that aspect, yeah, like I mean, think about it. Like my first cousin, my older cousin, who's like my brother. I grew up with him. Everything he did, the same one who introduced me to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I copied everything from him. He loved Eminem, I love Eminem. He loved Lil Wayne, I love Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? He got the Lil Wayne poster, I got the exact same poster. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He would rap Fireman, I rap Fireman. You know what I mean?
Fireman.
Everything. So I could understand that in that aspect.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wouldn't want to be a teacher though. But I don't like teaching people things.
Too much responsibility.
So I don't know what I would do. Like if I could, I wouldn't want to
You
be
could be like a music teacher.
I wouldn't want to be a music teacher, bro.
You could be like, cause you said earlier, just literally like 20 minutes ago, you were like, cause some of the things you were trying to improve on was like your vocal talent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody could start singing? Cause I have a horrendous singing voice. Do you think somebody like me could go into your class and learn on how to like enhance my vocal capacity, whatever capabilities?
People say like, cause I've taken like vocal lessons with like people, like teachers before, and they say anyone can sing, bro. Anyone can learn how to sing. It's like a muscle, and you have to train your voice.
I feel like that's something I could see you doing. In terms of teaching, it doesn't have to be like math and stuff. Who actually likes teaching math?
I know.
But like I could see you definitely teaching like music class, you know? Teach people on piano or teach people on video filming, you know, editing or something like that.
I would want to teach life lessons, bro.
Life lessons?
Like if I could be like one thing I do want to do eventually is start like implementing something in schools about kind of what we're talking about, like the spirituality stuff, or just like life, like because I feel like people look at kids like, oh, they're kids, whatever, they don't have any whatever. Nah, but these kids are depressed out here, bro. Like these kids are actually going through things, like they're aware of things, you know what I mean? Like they're getting their heart broken, they feel like they're not good enough, whatever. So like
he just nodded his head, he's like, bro, I feel that.
Facts. Like I want to do something like where we can, because obviously, okay, we learn math, we learn whatever, but I don't understand how like this is such a big deal, like, you know what I mean, like people's like self-esteem, like all that stuff. Like I want to figure out a way to incorporate something in schools, not in a cheesy way, in like a realistic way, like talk to these kids like they're adult, like not like they're adults, but like they're real people. I don't want to sugarcoat it, I want it to be raw, like explain to them like, yo, like if you get rejected by someone like a girl or guy, it's not the end of the world. Like,
but yo, I really think it's social media that's messed it up. Social media is so out there and accessible that you know, because that leads into self-esteem issues. It's like you go on social media and you see all these like really pretty girls dating these specific, and they're so superficial. These specific guys who are like they have to be 6 feet tall and they're jacked, this and that. You know what I mean? Like that could definitely lead to self-esteem issues. And not only that, but like all these kids, kids are ruthless, dog. They will roast you till you cry.
Exactly.
Son. I think that what you said is right on. Nailed it. Like we should be teaching kids things that aren't normally taught in school, like financial stability, like learning to invest and save your money, and understanding what stocks are, understanding what bonds are, understanding what investment is. Think about it. You kids, like you guys took algebra classes, right? When have you ever used algebra in the real world? Exactly.
You're never
I've never had to use algebra. But the scary part is, I will tell you, right after college, you'll forget all of that stuff. If I looked at an algebra problem right now, I'd be like, I don't know what the F I'm doing. I agree with you in the sense that teach kids what's really important, and values that they could take into real life in the future. That's gonna stick with them for the rest of their life.
What do you guys want to do? You guys want to be? You guys know what you want to do yet in life? Not yet.
I'm still like deciding between like a few things, but I have a general idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to start like an AI company.
Okay, that's really cool.
That's really cool.
Just make sure those robots don't take over and kill us.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
Bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's really cool though. I like that.
Wait, what did you say you wanted to do?
Probably gonna work in like tech or something. I'm taking like comp sci right now.
Okay.
School. So I'm probably like going into computers, maybe, you know.
AI and tech is the future, and I'm happy that this generation, little kids, are not like, ew, tech, that's weird. You're a nerd, you're a loser. They love it, and it's cool. Tech is it. Like, so it's revolutionary, seriously. So absolutely follow your dreams. If you had one message to give to your fans or anyone that's hustling to become an artist, what would you say?
I'm trying to think of something that's not cliche, but I feel like the biggest thing for me right now, what I'm trying to do, well, it's two things, right? It's show as much support as you can. Like, that's a big deal. If you're not showing support, you're not gonna get support. Like, I don't care. Like, at this point, everyone has to be humble. If you're not Drake, like, obviously Drake is Drake, whatever, so I understand if he's like not humble. He seems humble, but whatever. But you cannot think that you're better than anybody right now, because we don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, people are really thinking they're
pretty selfish.
Yeah,
Start giving more to people, but don't expect anything back.
Exactly. So like that, and also just trust the process. Like if you're, like we said, if you're releasing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you have a routine, just release every Monday, Wednesday, Friday consistently, and don't care about the views. Like, this is really advice for myself. Like, I'm trying to remind myself, just trust my own process. Trust the process. Also, try to build up a team if you can. But I feel like with the team, your team will find you. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about getting a team. Just be consistently doing your own thing. Like, for you, like, would you say you have a team, or is it just you right now?
Just me, bro. I wish I had people that could, like, you know, be my video guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I try to, honestly, my team would be whoever I find on the spot when I have my guests come over. So usually my sister, she's always there. She was lucky today. She dipped, went to the movies. But usually it's her.
Don't be afraid to invest in yourself, people. Please.
Absolutely.
Invest in everything. Get a camera, get audio equipment, like,
invest in yourself physically, mentally, everything.
Exactly.
How can fans access your music?
Okay, so right now, mostly my music is in my videos, like, so YouTube. So it's King Kennedy Hart on everything. So that's SoundCloud.
No underscores or anything like that.
No underscores.
Just King Kennedy Hart.
Hart. So yeah, YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not really on Snapchat. People still use Snapchat, I guess.
I think Snapchat is more of a personal thing.
Yeah, it's more of a personal
Like, I put up my clips on Snapchat and stuff.
I should start using Snapchat again.
The Snapchat is good because I put up the, like, short, like, maybe minute or 2 minute clips. Yeah. And then I put up the swipe up to go straight to the link. So they don't have to, like, look up the link and all that stuff. They just swipe up, and then you click the little link button, and it takes you right to YouTube if they're interested in watching the video. Yeah. Cool. So you got YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You even got the Snapchat thing, which you'll start using. Yeah. Facebook. And then last question before we end this is, what's next for you? What should we be looking out for?
Okay. Next for me, just a lot more content, a lot more consistent content. I'm gonna be incorporating a lot of artists in my videos.
Yep.
A lot of female artists. I'm trying to get them. Like, to be honest, like, low-key, I don't really talk about this, but I would love to make like movies, yo. Like,
that'd be awesome.
Like, that's like I don't even really, like, I don't want to brand myself like that yet, but just be on the lookout for like a lot of like productions of me working behind the scenes and making like some dope like I'll try to be in it, but don't expect me to be in it, because I want to try to take more of a behind the scenes role. So a lot more consistent content of me and a lot more behind the scenes content of me.
Cool. Yeah. But you're still gonna be putting out those parodies though, because that's what we love.
Yeah. Parody. That's just like non-stop. Like, I have a parody dropping like on, is it Tuesday? I'm waiting for the final edit for the
Okay.
video. Yeah.
What is it called?
So it's
What's the topic?
It's called so you know sicko mode.
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
have this one. It's called study mode, right?
Oh my god.
yeah. It's gonna be just like another school parody rap
Okay.
type thing, and I'm excited for this.
But
one.
these are flat out only a minute though. Like
Yeah. Well, this one it might be a little longer, but we're gonna try to cut it for Instagram. But
Yeah.
We're probably gonna put the full one on YouTube. So yeah, we usually put like it's hard to make these things a minute, you know what I mean? Like, cause obviously like the song is like 3 minutes, whatever.
Because that's what I was thinking at first is like,
Yeah.
is it so easy for you to put out this content? Is it because you, like, when you first think about making the song, you're like, I'm only gonna make a minute anyway, so it's not a
Yeah.
lot of rhymes that I have to
Yeah,
make?
yeah.
Is it like that, or is it like you actually create a whole
Nah.
2 to 3 minute song and then just cut it and put it out there?
Yeah, it's harder to make it a minute. Like,
Yeah.
like off the bat, it's easier. Like if Instagram had like, I know they have the IGTV thing where you
Yeah.
can pull up the full video, but if Instagram could have like a whole like whatever thing, which I know defeats the purpose of it. It's supposed to be just quick.
Yeah.
But trying to squeeze everything in a minute and like you got to make sure you grab people's attention quick. So that's like the hardest part. But yeah, but it's still gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Cool.
exciting. Yeah.
Dude, thanks.
Bro, thank you for having me.
This is something that was supposed to happen like years ago,
Bro.
since we first
Yeah, man.
met each other.
But you know, we're still developing ourselves. You know what I mean? It probably wouldn't have been as like how it is now. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I feel like now is when it was meant to happen. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Yeah, and obviously we're gonna touch base again. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like because we still have to do like that 3 to 5 year. Like Marty has had me thinking like, dang, like 3 to 5 years, like, and we're gonna watch this 3 to 5 years and then see how crazy things just
Exactly.
change.
Yeah, and like obviously
Yeah.
you're gonna think the same. It's like I never wanted. 3 years goes by, 5 years goes by, and I look back at this video and I'm just like, I'm still in the same thing. Like, why am I in the same situation?
Oh,
You know
that'd
what I
be
mean?
so
that's
scary.
our motivation
It is.
to get our stuff together, and at least like it's not even like you don't have to be blown up by 3 years, but like at least feel like you could look back and be like, I've definitely progressed, whether it be mentally, physically, content-wise, audience-wise, whatever it may be. Just you want to progress
That's it.
and develop as a person.
That's
But
it,
yo,
progression.
I appreciate, seriously, like I think everything you're doing right now is incredible. Why else would I have you on this podcast? Like the whole reason is
Yeah.
not just to like ask you these questions, just to ask it for an interview, but it's
Yeah.
really just to like understand your mindset, understand what you're thinking in your mind, like what's going on in here,
Yeah.
how you're putting out this content, understanding your why, and really not only to inspire me because I'm doing my own thing, similar to you, but to inspire the people that are going to be watching this. One last time, just tell them all your ats, your
Okay.
King Kennedy Hart.
Yeah, so it's at King Kennedy Hart, Hart. That's how you spell Hart. No, I'm not related to Kevin Hart. This shout out to Kevin.
But that could help in the sense that, you know, if they need to find you. Just
Yeah,
think of
yeah,
Kevin
exactly.
Hart, think of Kevin Hart,
Exactly.
and you'll think King Kennedy Hart.
Exactly. So yeah, so at King Kennedy Hart everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud. And yeah, so you follow me. I'll be showing love on the gram, you feel me? So yeah, so hit me up and yeah, shout out to my boy right here. No Comment Show.
No
We
Comment
lit,
Show.
we lit.
And
It's lit.
thank you for being on, and thanks for
Cool,
watching.
Cool.
Peace out.